Every Ponzi scheme in history dies. Not sometimes, every single one. The mathematics allow no other ending. And yet, in 1920 people handed Charles Ponzi $20 million in 8 months. In 2008, Madoff's investors thought they had $65 billion. In 2017, one coin took $4 billion from people in 175 countries. A scheme that always dies keeps being reborn, for over a century. Tonight we put the machine itself on the table and take it apart, phase by phase, the promise, the proof, the machine, and the collapse. Because if you think you'd never fall for one, this episode is especially for you. That certainty is exactly what the machine runs on. Phase 1, the promise. Every Ponzi scheme begins with a story that sounds specific enough to be real. Not magic, arbitrage. Charles Ponzi's 1920 pitch was beautiful. International postal reply coupons, he claimed, could be bought cheap in Italy and redeemed at higher value in America. A real loophole, technically, just impossibly small in practice. On top of that seed of plausibility he built the number, 50% profit in 45 days. Notice the design. The promise is always high enough to be irresistible, and just plausible enough that greed can dress up as reasoning. You're not being reckless, you found an inefficiency the banks missed. Madoff refined this decades later by inverting it. His fake returns were modest, about 1% a month, but perfectly, impossibly steady. 2 flavors, same trick, a story that lets you believe the money is earned. Nobody hands their savings to a mystery. They hand them to an explanation. And once the explanation is planted, the scheme needs just one more ingredient, the one your brain trusts more than any spreadsheet. Other people. Phase 2, the proof. Here is the diabolical part. Early on, a Ponzi scheme keeps its promises. The first investors get paid, in full, on time, with money quietly taken from the deposits of those who come after. And those first winners become the scheme's sales force, for free. Ponzi barely needed advertising. Boston did it for him, neighbor to neighbor, until crowds were lining up outside his office on School Street. An estimated 40,000 people handed him their money, chasing a promise that had grown to 100% profit in 90 days. Psychologists call it social proof. When the people around us are winning, our skepticism doesn't just soften, it starts to feel rude. Madoff weaponized a second lever on top, exclusivity. His fund was closed, invitation only, whispered about at country clubs. You weren't asked to trust him. You had to beg for the privilege. And when a friend you respect tells you they've been collecting returns for years, that's not a stranger's promise anymore. That's evidence, standing in your kitchen. Except it isn't evidence of profits. It's evidence of a pipeline, money coming in one door and going out another. Which brings us to the engine room, and to the equation that sentences every one of these schemes to death from the day they're born. Phase 3, the machine. Strip away the marketing and a Ponzi scheme is a single sentence. New money pays old money. There are no real profits. The returns of earlier investors are simply the deposits of later ones, minus what the operator schemes. Now do the math with us. To pay 50% returns, the scheme must grow its intake by half every cycle, forever. The required inflow doesn't rise in a line, it rises exponentially, doubling and redoubling until the scheme needs more new members than exist. That's why so many mutate into recruitment machines. One coin, the fake cryptocurrency we covered in Too Good to Be True, sold education packages, and paid commissions for bringing in others, spreading through families and churches across 175 countries while its blockchain, courts later established, didn't function as promised at all. The product was the recruitment. And here's the cruelest gear in the machine, the operator controls the dashboard. Your balance, your statement, your compounding profits, pixels, generated at will. Madoff's operation mailed out meticulous fake statements for decades, showing $65 billion that never existed. The machine doesn't just eat money. It manufactures the belief that the money is still there. Until one week, too many people ask for it at once. Phase 4, the collapse, the only phase that's guaranteed. Because the required inflow grows exponentially, Every Ponzi scheme lives with a countdown it cannot see. It doesn't need to be exposed, it only needs a bad month. Any shock that makes investors withdraw, a war, a recession, a rumor, flips the machine into reverse. Suddenly the outflow is real and the inflow isn't. Ponzi lasted 8 months before a newspaper investigation triggered the run that ended him. Madoff lasted decades, until the 2008 financial crisis made his clients need their money back, all at once, and the man who had survived every regulator was killed by simple arithmetic in a matter of weeks. He confessed, 150 years. OneCoin's founder saw the end coming and simply boarded a plane. When a Ponzi dies, it doesn't wind down, it evaporates, because the money was never sitting anywhere. It left years ago, paid out to earlier exits and lifestyles. That's the machine, fully assembled, a promise that flatters your intelligence, proof that borrows your friends' faces, an engine that eats the future to pay the past, and a collapse that was scheduled from day one. Now let's arm you against it. So here is the anatomy lesson, compressed into the red flags that survive every disguise. 1. Returns that are too smooth, real markets stumble, only fiction doesn't. 2. Pressure built on your friends and family, real investments don't need your loved ones as salespeople. 3. An explanation you're discouraged from checking, whether it's secret trades, closed funds, or a blockchain nobody can inspect. 4. Any difficulty, any delay, any excuse when you try to take money out. The people who fell for Ponzi, Madoff and OneCoin were not stupid, among them were bankers, charities, and the regulators' own neighbors. They fell because the machine is built for humans, for trust, for hope, for the fear of missing what everyone else is getting. You are not immune. Neither are we. The only immunity is knowing the machine. So be honest in the comments, at which phase would the machine have caught you, the promise, the proof, or watching your neighbors get rich? And has anyone ever pitched you one of these? We read everything. The anatomy table stays open. Subscribe, because next time we dissect another species of scam. This is Mega Frauds of History.